I bought a angle grinder. I did not have one. This was on sale on Amazon. I think I paid about 40 bucks for it, which is a good price for this. Metabo is a good quality company. It used to be called Hitachi, but I guess there was some kind of merger or something, and now it's called Metabo. Hitachi was noted for making pretty sturdy tools, especially their nail guns. People are using nail guns that Hitachi made 30 years ago, and they're still operating. So generally, Hitachi is good quality stuff. I did not have a grinder. I have various uses for it. It's good for working on metal, for grinding things off. You can also, with a proper blade, cut masonry with it. Actually, I have a few little projects where I need to cut some cement blocks, so this will come in handy for that. The other thing I wanted to use it for, and I'll show you in a second, I have a woodworking project where some of the items are curved, and this will help with the sanding of it. So let's open this up and see what we got. We got okay. I didn't know that it had a case, so that's pretty cool. Let's get rid of that. So there's your case. It's got a nice little carrying case to it, and we'll just open that and see what we don't need those. Let's see. So here's the grinder itself, and this has on it, the grinding wheel is held on with one of these nuts that have the holes in it, and the wrench, hopefully you can see that, has corresponding pegs to it. On top of this there's a little knob that you push in, and then you just turn the spindle, your wrench there, to take off the bottom nut. Now they've supplied us with quite a few discs here. Let's see what they are. Are they all identical? Might be. Yeah, they look like they're all the same. That's okay. So they gave us 5 of these, which is, considering the price, that's pretty good, because I think the 5 of those by themselves might cost more than I paid for the entire thing. Let's open one of these up. Once again, they have adult-proof packaging on this. And then you can just plop it on there. It centers itself, and then you can just tighten the nut back up. Find that. Make sure you engage the spindle lock again, and then just tighten that back up. Good and hard. That, and let's see, I think this should be able to. Let me find a screwdriver in the mess I call a shop. There is a Phillips head screw right there, and that should loosen the guard. So we can rotate this wherever we want it. Typically that is the position that you're going to have it in if you're right-handed, because you're going to use it like this. If you're left-handed, you might want to turn it the other way. So you can just loosen that up, and then when you have it where you want it, you tighten it back up again. Make sure that's good and solid on there. Don't use this without the guard. I see this all the time. It is extremely dangerous. These wheels can shatter, and people have been extremely badly hurt. They've had to have reconstructive surgery on their faces. It's cut into vital parts of their body. Don't use this without the guard. Okay? No matter what you see on YouTube or whoever else is doing it, don't do it. There was also recently on the cover or somewhere in an article in one of the major builders magazines, and I won't mention which one, if you might have seen this already, where a person was using this who should have known better, and had their face like this far from the wheel when they were using it without a face shield. First of all, you should never put your face that close to that anyway, but the fact that you don't have a face shield on, just a pair of goggles is not going to do it, because again, if this shatters, you're going to get hurt. So make sure that you are, when you're using this, to have a full face shield on, and don't put your face right next to it, because that was foolish. And the person unfortunately tried to excuse what they did in a follow-up, because a reader wrote in and complained about it, and they gave all these kind of excuses, and that's what I call pro-dumb. This person was a professional builder, and they should have known better than to try to justify doing something that's stupid, and the magazine never should have printed a picture of somebody doing something that's stupid. So just didn't mean to go on a rant, but that's something you have to consider. So safety first. So let's see how long the cord is. Unfortunately, most power tools don't give you a very long cord. It'd be nice if they were longer. I think that's 6 feet, so that's not too bad. You'll need an extension cord with it, although as you would expect with just about everything. This has only 2 prongs on it, so that makes it a little more convenient. So that's good. And yeah, it seems to be pretty solidly made. It's quite heavy. On-off switch, of course. Work the switch. You push this back part down, and you push it forward. And if I wasn't doing this backwards, like you can do it with one finger. And then when you want to shut it off, push on it, and it comes back. I think that's a safety feature too. If you have to shut it off quick, you don't have to be messing with it. You push down on this, and it'll snap back. So it's spring-loaded. One of the things I want to use it for is to I'm making an item with a curved piece on it. Now, if you're trying to sand a curved piece, if you're sanding the outside of it, you can use your random orbit sander, because it'll go over the top of it. But the inside, it won't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these flap discs, and they list it as grinding and polishing, but it's actually a bunch of sandpaper, which is attached to a backing plate. And this particular one is 80 grit, and I will be buying some that are a little bit finer. You can get different kinds. So these are also very handy for polishing, doing a final grind on metal, because they are not anywhere near as aggressive as the hard wheels are. So, and as I said, they're good for getting into corners. So I think this, for 40 bucks, this is a really good deal. Oh, by the way, there's another handle with it, and that goes in the side. And it really is smart to use this with 2 hands, because if you hit something the wrong way, this can skate and either pull you forward or backwards, depending on which side of the disc you hit. So it's really a good idea to put 2 hands on it and hold it properly. So for 40 bucks, this looks like a pretty good kit, and I think we'll get a lot of use out of it, and you'll probably see us using this in some future videos. So I'll do a slight rant about the case, and I'm not really criticizing Metabo, because they all do this. They don't really give a good spot to put the cord once it's unwound. So what happens is when you close it, it's a bit of a challenge to get it closed without pinching the cord. So it'd be nice if the manufacturers made a little effort to improve that, but it is what it is. And again, I'm not picking on Metabo, because basically any case you get, you have the same problem. So just something to be aware of. And for this case and this tool, it seems like the best place to put the cord is toward the handle side, because there is a recess inside here which is supposed to accommodate it, but it's still kind of awkward, because you have to kind of you put that down, and you have to kind of shove it back in there so that it doesn't get smushed, and then you can get it to close up. So again, not dumping on Metabo. Every case I've ever seen is like this. I wish they would just do it a little bit differently. So that's the end of that. You'll probably see this in future videos being used, and I think it'll come in really handy, especially for 40 bucks. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.